stop. Time to get his collar back. I thought you didn't know if you were here.
He ain't coming. He's got zoomies. He was all excited.
See if you can put this on. This snaps on. Hey, 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 hey. Check it out.
Oh, he's a hyper like.
Oh, he's so happy to see you.
You ever do that normally, does it?
No, but he's been chasing squirrels today.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, we can hear him. Hey, I adapted to him.
I'm getting ready to go get a ship here pretty soon. That's why I wanted to get his collar on, because I'm gonna leave him in the house. And
Any treats yet?
if you, huh?
Took a treat yet?
Oh, you
He
get
eating them
the red one right there? You see,
Oh.
do you see that in the box, the screw on top? That's what, he won't eat the other ones.
Maybe it's just the way they look. Doesn't recognize them as treats.
No, you give him a treat and he spits it out and leaves it.
Or doesn't like their face of those ones and stuff.
Favorite, man.
Yeah, I think we're good to go now. The pupper dog needed a little bit of attention. He likes attention.
Oh, yeah, I see that. He's perfect, Paul.
Yeah, I think he is too. That's my bone boy.
Mary, I'm gonna get back up though. I got some stuff I gotta get done. We've been busting ass. You can't tell, seen the garbage.
See, he left his treat right there.
Some dogs just do that, so they take.
Some don't like them and they'll eat them when they're ready.
Well, I think the attention has got his attention.
My aunt had that. He would take the
Got
treat.
here for you.
He would take the treat, and put it somewhere else later, years later.
He's checking it. Make sure it's still there. Boone, what you doing?
Puppies.
We don't play with the squirrels. You don't play with the squirrels.
Sure, I'll go and chase them. I go chase them, huh?
He wants to chase you out the door. He
I
says,
know.
he's blocking you. Where the hell you think you're going?
He's got ball upstairs, my kid was. All right, I'll be.
Okay, all right. Okay, hey.
I heard his feet start coming, I heard him shut the door.
Yeah. Boone, come here. Come here, Boone. Okay. Hey, Russell, how you doing? Frank, Skyfly, everybody. Hey, how you doing? I'm just trying to get this new pup here in line. Well, you're a goofball, Boone. So, everybody. Yeah, Skyfly is it's not coming through yet, but it should be shortly, and I'm kind of gearing up to go get it. I had to make sure I had the leash and everything on my pupper dog because he's not going to go with me. Not this time. Yeah, I've been kind of waiting for the ship to come around the bend. Yeah, it's a tanker gonna be coming up when it comes up. And those two tugs are going down. They're gonna break the ice in the Black River. That's where they're headed. Hey, Justin.
Oh, where the hell did that go? What's up, Paul?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Got home from my run.
Yep. How'd that go?
That went good. The
You don't
mornings
have
is
any troublemakers on your bus, do you?
nah, the mornings are real quiet anyway. Everybody's sleeping.
Oh, are they? Okay. Well, it won't be long and we'll be into daylight savings time another week.
I noticed it got a lot brighter earlier this morning.
Yep.
What's up, Brenda, Joe, Jim?
Brenda, Joe, Jim,
What's up, Joe?
Gitchy.
Yeah, 'cause usually the sun doesn't come up till like right when we're finishing our run, and it came up like probably about 30 minutes or so before. Oh, summertime be rolling around pretty soon. We got spring break in 2 weeks. It'll be
Hey,
9 days.
Valerie, you're welcome to be here. I just made you a moderator. So you're gonna have next time you put anything in the chat, you're gonna have a blue wrench behind your name.
Oh, I gotta call and find out how much that tent place today and find out how much it's gonna be to tent my car.
The ship is moving now. It should be coming up and around, and I want to go down and catch it because it's headed for up the lake.
Yeah, this new car, 0-10 on it. Ain't nothing on it.
Is it nice?
Yeah,
Are you comfortable in it? Because it's smaller. Didn't you drive a bigger car?
yeah, it's comfortable. I want to get some tent put on the windows for summertime rolls around.
Oh, okay, yeah. The Algo Nova is at the north. Is just coming around the bend here shortly. Just watch right over here, be coming around like this and up the river.
Yeah, we're away from the dock here now. We'll give you another call here in a few minutes. We got Black River.
They're not to the Black River yet, which is just the other side of that building. But they're moving. He's about 1.25 miles south of the Black River.
Who's Valerie? I missed somebody in the chat. Valerie Deuceman. I don't know who that is. She somebody new or something?
On the move, he is. He's on the move. And are you going to be a good boy while I'm gone? I hope.
What was that whole discussion about dog food yesterday?
This dog doesn't like the dog food that I was feeding to Mia. So when they brought him, they gave me a couple of cans. But it's like a dog. It's I don't know how to explain it, but it's a solid dog food inside there. And so then I have to mash it up and I put a little water with it. And then I mix a little kibble in with it because he won't eat the kibble by itself. So he ate it all up this morning.
Oh, so he likes the canned food then.
Yes.
I only caught the part about the price. I just don't like when the vets try to sell you dog food that they're selling at their place because they'll be like, here, get this, it's $30 can of dog food. God, even dogs have gotten softer over the years. It's prescription food. I didn't even know that was a thing. I mean, I know a doctor would say, you know, eat, have them try this certain type of food, but I didn't know there was actually prescribed food. I'm just saying, the last few times I was at the vet with the dogs, they were trying to sell me like a fucking $80 bag of like 5-pound dog food for a 70-pound dog. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, $80 for a 5-pound bag. I said, you're fucking high. Yes. The dog, one of my dogs would eat that up in 2 days. I was like, man, fuck that. I'm not spending $1,000 a month on dog food. I don't even spend that much on me a month. Check out this, guys. That car with the electric assist is averaging 89 miles to a gallon. What it says on the dash.
I'll be back in a little bit, guys.
Are you leaving? Let me get the chat pulled up here. Now, see, I can understand that, but like I said, when I was in the vet last time, they were trying to sell me an $80 bag of dog food that was 5 pounds. I was like, that is fucking nuts. I was like, that is way too much money for dog food.
I made you host so that you can let people in and out and that kind of thing, Justin.
All right.
Hey, I'll be right back. The ship is on its way around. Oh,
Yeah, that car gets crazy gas mileage, dude. We drove like, what was it? I want to say it was around like 108, 170 miles, and we didn't use but a half a quarter tank. What do you get, that eighth of a tank or whatever? But anyway, a half of a quarter tank. And then we still had a range of 492 miles on the car.
Think I'll go over. Up in Black River, it was.
Well, yeah, Jody, that's true too. Yeah, I've noticed that too. But my dogs just eat pedigree, the bagged pedigree. Like we usually buy was it the 22-pound bags? I usually buy one of those once every week or so. I think they go through about 2 of those a month. They usually have a little small bowl for breakfast, and then they'll have the bigger bowl at dinner time. But Tyson don't eat that much. He'll literally eat like a handful at a time. So yeah, I'm really liking it, Brenda. That's why I said I gotta go get the see how much it's gonna be to get the windows tinted, because that car is all window. Like the front windshield is huge on it, and then it's got one of those big ass sunroofs. It's like almost the whole roof of the car. It's a little tight with 5 people, but I don't mind it with the range we get on it, so. Well, it's not all 5 of us are in the car all the time anyway. That's kind of rare because usually it's 1 to 2 of us at a time. All 5 of us don't go places like all together all the time. The 2 oldest kids always want to stay home. They don't ever want to go anywhere. So. It's a Ford E-Max, Jim.
Morning, Justin. Morning, Paul.
Paul's not here, but good morning. Paul left to go get a ship.
Okay. How's his dog doing?
I guess good. I don't know. He hadn't talked about it at all.
Is it his third one or fourth?
I think that's the third one. I don't know. I wasn't around for about a week, so I'm not sure what the hell he did. I was in
Yeah,
and out.
I wasn't either.
Last
How's
4 or
work?
5 days. Last 4 or 5 days, I ain't been around much. It's going good. Got 2 more weeks, and then spring break rolls around. You guys get a whole week off for spring break?
Yeah, we do. The first full week of April.
I thought it was in March. We get ours.
Yeah.
I'll have to look. I could have swore it was in 2 weeks.
And I am sick. I probably won't go to work tomorrow if I can help it. Had to go today because I didn't have my lesson plans for my sub. So I could have done it electronically, but
Yeah, Jim, it's a hybrid, but it's not. You can drive just electric if you want. It's not one of those ones that only does up to like 20 miles an hour and then the gas motor kicks in. It does like it transfers back and forth. It'll drive a few miles and like if you have it on auto, it will drive like a few miles in electric, then a few miles in gas, a few miles electric, and it recharges itself as it goes. But you can drive, I think, up to 80 miles or 60 miles if you just do electric.
what car is that, Justin?
The Ford E-Max, one I just got. And the reviews on it are hella good too. There's not very many negative things about that car out there.
Is it a small car?
Yeah, it's like a Prius or like a kind of like a 4-door Mini Coupe size type vehicle.
Okay.
It's a little 4-door. Well, like we have another hybrid car here that Sarah's husband or Sarah's mom's husband drives. My father-in-law, I guess my new father-in-law, he drives a hybrid, but his is a Ford Fusion, I think it is.
Yeah.
And that one, it only goes like it only uses the electric till you get up to 20 miles an hour, and then it kicks the gas motor on, so it doesn't use as electric as much as mine does.
That's what my Prius does. I drive a Prius and it's about, I think it's 23 miles an hour, and then the gas kicks in.
Yeah, see, ours goes back and forth. Like it will do electric for a few miles, then it will go to gas. Like we did over, I want to say it was around 160, 170 miles, something like that. And we barely used a half a quarter tank.
Yeah.
And it still had a range of 491 miles, I think it was on it. Yeah, it's a nice little car. The only thing that was wrong with it, cause I bought it as is from a dealer, but the only thing that's wrong with it is the one side mirror. The mirror has a crack in it, and then the turn signal lens on the back is broken, but I ordered the new parts for that. They're coming today, so.
What year is the car?
The 2016.
Okay. I'm gonna get out here and put gas in my car, talking about a Prius. Be right back.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely, cause I would say about 80 to 85% of our driving's local, Jim. So yeah, I told Sarah, I said, I bet you're not gonna have to, cause she'll drive it more than I will. I told her, I said, I'm almost betting you're not gonna have to fill that thing up but once a month. Or at least once every 3 weeks. She only drives about 5 miles to work each way every day, so she goes to the store, 4 or 5 times a week. Throughout the week, she'll go to the store for stuff. I had all brand new tires on. I got the complete history on all the maintenance too. Whoever, the guy that owned it before us, he kept up on all the maintenance with the dealers. So. Now it does have a plug that you can plug it in and charge the battery if you want, but it will charge itself. I guess if you just want to top it off. And it's got a lot of freaking features, and I was really surprised for 2016. But they had one that was something Leaf. I think it was a Ford Leaf. Let me look it up. I think it was made by Ford. Or Nissan Leaf. They had one of those there. And it was a 2018, I think it was. And they only wanted $2,000 for it. And it didn't have that many miles on it. And the reason why it's so cheap is because it's all electric, but it only gets 60 to 80 mile range. And I was half tempted to get that one too, because I was like, man, just for local driving, that's enough range to do some local driving. Yeah, they only wanted $2,000 for it. I think it was either 2017 or 2018. Yeah, Waypoint. Yeah, all the ratings on those are absolutely amazing. Like I even watched some YouTube videos of some people that had theirs for almost 10 years and never had any issues with it. All right, give me a second, Laura. I don't think I did. I don't think I'd go back to a regular. Hold on. For fuck's sake, Laura. No, I don't know if I'd go back to a regular gas car though, with the kind of mileage I'm getting. This is my first like hybrid type vehicle I've ever had. Oh yeah, even on the electric cars, Jim, their mileage is getting a little bit better each year. I'd say, especially with like the Teslas, they're going up by like, I think if you look at them over the course of like a 6, 7 year period, they've gone up like 40, like 20 to 40 miles each time they come out with new models. I would love to get a Tesla, but those are fucking expensive. Talking about a lot of money. I think their base models are like 60,000 or something. Yeah, I'm at work, Laura. I just got home from my morning run. And as soon as Paul gets back, I'm gonna jump off. And tonight when Sarah gets home, or when I get home tonight, I gotta put that mirror. Probably gonna put that mirror on. Put the new lens on the back of the mirror. Both of those are being delivered today. That was the only thing I could find wrong with the car. All right, Laura. I don't know. When we went to Orlando the other day, I think I saw like 6 freaking Cybertrucks. Those things are popping up everywhere now. We got 2 or 3, or 3 of them in our town. I see around all the time. Then there's 3 houses that are on our bus route for Haines City, which is about a 30-minute drive away from here. That they always have a Cybertruck parked outside their houses.
You guys have internet on your buses?
Yes, we got Wi-Fi. To replace the battery in mine is only like $4,000, Jim. It's actually not that bad. Yeah, $35,000. That's quite a bit.
Knock on wood, I've had my Prius since 2011, and I have not had to replace the battery. And it has about 135,000 miles on it.
Well, and that's the thing. Like he said, like Jim said, his friend picked up a 2023 GM Hummer electric, 130,000 on the battery. Lasts approximately 7 years to replace batteries. 35,000. Most people don't. There's a lot of people though these days that don't keep cars that long. You know,
No, they don't.
they'll maybe keep it 4 to 6 years, maybe at the most, and then they'll trade it in and get something else.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a couple of people that trade in their cars every 2 or 3 years.
I do too.
So they just kind of keep that car loan constantly going. They just trade in the old car, refinance a new one. But I didn't want a car payment. I went to the dealer. It was 11,000 for the car, but I got a $3,200 credit from the federal government for it being a hybrid. So they took that amount off. And then they wanted 8,000. I told the guy, I said, well, I got 5,500. And he said, well, if you could do 6, we could walk out the door. So I ended up getting them. I got it for a pretty good deal. But to be honest, they made money off of it because they probably only gave a couple thousand trade in on it. So
Oh, they always make money. They would not have sold it to you if they didn't make money.
Well, that's why I said whoever traded it in, I guarantee only got a couple thousand towards the trade-in value. So that 3,200 that they got from the government alone probably made them a profit. So. I don't know about the Tesla truck, Jim. Those things are pretty big. You've never seen one in actual person. They're fucking huge. Those Tesla trucks. I'm pretty sure that's got plenty of leg room in there. What's up, JDS? Well, my last car, JDS, I think that we had it 7 years. It was a 2016 and we got rid of it. Two thousand 20. No, we had it like 7 or 8 years. Yeah, I think it was about 8 years before we got rid of it. And I didn't have any issues with that car up till the last 6 months we had it. That car ran perfect. It was a Chrysler 200. And it had, I think, 120,000 miles or something on it. Wasn't that many miles, but we started having problems like the last 6 months we had it. The air conditioner stopped working, and then yeah, it was like everything started breaking on it. Oh my God. My daily driver is a 1918 Model T. Takes me a whole day to drive 50 miles, but once I'm there, I'm good.
Two will be 4 hours up to Harbor Beach.
Oh, I remember the Geo Metros. My dad had one of those back in the 90s. They had that and was it the GMC Astro vans? I think that no, the Chevy Astro vans. I think they were made by Chevy. We had one of those for about 2 years, and then my dad let my aunt have it. She had way more kids. It was just me and my dad, so ended up giving it to my aunt. She had 5 or 7 kids, so. Then we had a Chevy S10 for years. I want to say that truck had like 250 some thousand miles on it. And it still ran perfect. But then my cousin was going through a green light and some lady ran a red light and T-boned him. My dad had that truck for probably 8 or 9 years. I still, every once in a while, JDS, I see one of the old Astro vans on the road. All beat to hell, though. Those fucking cars are over 20 years old. Technically, you could get the fucking antique plates for them now. Because my dad bought his back in, I want to say it was like early, mid-90s, maybe. But we had 3 main cars back in the 90s. We had an Astro van, a Geo, and then we had a S10. Chevy S10. And it was the S10 that had the little jumper seats in the back. Oh God, those were so uncomfortable. Even as a kid, those things were horrible to sit on. Barely had any room behind the seat. I don't remember Astro Vans having an issue with catching fire in the dash area. I don't remember that. My car didn't have, the car I just bought didn't have any recalls on it. I had to sign one of the papers I had to sign was showing that it didn't have any recalls. What's up, TJ? Geo's 33 years old now. I've been about the time my dad bought his, I was probably 8 or 9 at the time. So you got yours probably about the same time he bought his. But we only had the Geo, I think, for 3 or 4 years, and then I think my dad got rid of it. We didn't have it too very long, if I remember correctly. It was a long time ago, though. So I want to say he traded it in for the van at one point, but can't remember. Because the S10 was actually a parts truck for my dad's company, but it was always being used as a personal vehicle by my dad. But it was one of the parts trucks that ran parts that was supposed to run parts all day to different shops and stuff. My dad had 5 garages, so they had 2 or 3. I think they had 3 Chevy S10s that used to run parts and ship back and forth between the garages. Yeah, we had that really ugly, like blue teal colored one, Astro van. I can't remember if the Astro vans had the double slide doors. I don't think I don't think they did though. I want to say that came out. Those started coming out in the early 2000s, where vans had the 2 slide doors on both sides. I think the Astro van only had the one. Paul should be back any minute. That shit already passed.
He bring the dog with him?
I don't think so, no. Because he was asking the dog if he'd be okay when he before he left. He'd be okay by himself. Yeah, Jim, I tell them that all the time. They never pay attention to the chat. Although I can't really say too much because when I'm doing my own live chats, I have a problem with that. But I get focused on playing the game. Sometimes I don't pay attention to my own chat. But if I'm just sitting on a panel, yeah, I'll try to pay attention to it. Because then I'm not focusing on anything else.
Have you played a Marvel Rival yet, Justin?
No, I downloaded it and I haven't played it. The next game that we're all playing that 5 of us got, because we can only play it on PC together. So we're going to try to do it this weekend, is Red Dead Redemption. So everybody else played Marvel Rivals like the weekend before we all downloaded the same weekend, but then I didn't play it. And everybody else kind of jumped in and played it because I got busy, and then nobody really liked it. So then I just never tried to play it.
And what's the difference? What's the difference between that and regular Fortnite?
Honestly, I don't know because I haven't played it.
Oh, That's right. You haven't.
It's
played
just
it.
that it's just everybody was like, oh yeah, I didn't really like it, and it just kind of put me off of even trying it. And then it
Okay.
was like, since most people didn't seem to like it, or it doesn't. Now, don't get me wrong, that game has blown up and does have a big player base now. But everybody I played with didn't seem to like it, so I was like, well, why am I going to play it? Because then they're not going to want to play it with me anyway. So,
Yeah.
but it does. That game has blown up though. It's got a hell of a following now. They said that game has gotten quite popular in the gaming community. So
One of the coaches at the other high school wants to play that with me today, and we haven't downloaded it yet.
I say you guys might like it. I don't know because I couldn't give you an honest opinion on it to be fair. So yeah, I mean
Yeah.
you might like it. So
Yeah.
as me, I try to play games that I can play with other people, and since I kind of got a set gaming crew now, it's like we kind of all have to try to agree on a game to play together. But I got a bunch of Red Dead keys for really cheap, and had David download them, Birdman David. We ended up getting them for 12 pounds a key when normally the game's like $89 a key. We ended up getting 5 keys for like 50 some pounds, 56 pounds, I think it was. So there's 5 of us or 6 of us all together that have the game. So we're going to try that this weekend, hopefully.
I don't care about it.
Oh, you're good, Jim. Oh, I know, Brenda. I get annoyed too when I put shit in the chat and nobody ever answers me when I'm not on the panel. I always liked it when Laura played Jackbox games. Yeah, I don't know, TJ. I liked them at first too, but I got bored with it. I don't know, just not enough action for me. Laura's not even really, as far as I know, she's not even really going to be doing YouTube anymore. She's mainly moving over to TikTok now. As far as, at least last time she talked to me, that's what she said. So I don't think she's abandoning her YouTube channel or anything. She's just not going to be as active on there as she was. She's just getting a lot more traction on TikTok, so I think she's which I got invited into their agency over there. I just have to wait to find out what the legal shit with TikTok over here is going to end up becoming before I put any time or effort into it, because I don't want to start building the channel and then a month and a half later it get banned again. So hoping they'll work out some kind of deal and then I can move over there and join their agency. Because it's just not doing anything. It's not growing or really kind of. See, like YouTube was pushing the shit out of mine and Laura's channel like a motherfucker like 6 months ago, TJ. Like we were getting views, all kinds of stuff, and then all of a sudden it was like mine, hers, and a couple other people's channels that were doing really good too. All of a sudden it was like they all hit a brick wall, and YouTube just wouldn't push anything anymore. So it got a little frustrating. So I'm gonna wait and see what happens with TikTok, and then if they can work out a deal with them, then I will join their agency over there on TikTok, which is an agency that helps push and promote your channel. And then they also if you get like banned or anything, something stupid like that happens, they'll step in and appeal it for you and all that stuff. And you don't have to pay for any of this. It doesn't cost you anything to join them.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be their first American if this happens. So,
I appreciate you watching. If you want a Boston cream, help
because
yourself.
mainly that's all people from
They're
the
right on
UK and I
stove right there.
think the
Right there.
Netherlands. Maybe they might have somebody in the Netherlands. I think. But it's mainly everybody from the UK. So. But I'll be the first American to join their agency if this all goes through. So
Think that's all about right.
just gotta wait and see.
No, why?
And that's why you said today.
No, no. All good.
If that's the case, I'll probably be moving over to TikTok as well and just kind of post a few things here and there on YouTube. But and the problem with YouTube is they're just not updating anything. It's like their chat's old. It still looks like the same chat from 10 years ago. It's just they're not adding any kind of like when you go to TikTok or even like Twitch, there's a lot of interaction stuff that the audience can do with you through the chat besides just chatting. There's a lot of different buttons and stuff they can play with and do stuff with, and which makes it more fun and interesting.
You betcha.
Where YouTube has not added any of that shit.
I'll shut it.
It's just
Here, Boner.
it's like they're
Go ahead.
not keeping up with the times, and
Give him
it's
a
not a good
treat.
thing at the end of the day. Not to say YouTube still ain't doing good, but
Thank
it's
you.
just I wish they would add some stuff to their chat, update the look of the chat, kind of refresh it, make it look more modern and new. Who is that
Oh,
talking
my.
to? Who is that talking to you?
What's that?
Said, who is that talking to you?
That was the upstairs, son of the gal upstairs. She sent him down there to be with Boone while I was gone. My little Booner. He's getting used to everything, which is good. But he's like 4.5 years old. So he's not a pup, but he was
Nice.
given to me.
Still young enough to have a little energy, though.
Oh yeah, and he's real good about going out. He goes outside, then he comes in. And last night he slept through the whole night right next to me on the couch.
Most dogs don't start pooping out with energy and stuff till they hit about 6 or 7.
Yeah. That's
So
about what
that's-
I kind of figure, but
That's when they'll start calming down a lot more. And
well, I see Lance was here. Well, Lance was here for a minute, huh?
yeah, he was still here a second ago.
Well, he's on mute.
Mine's almost to 1.7 million, TJ, but it's like I got to 1.6 really quick, and then I just like I hit a brick wall on my channel. YouTube was like, "We're having enough of your shit," so they just like it was like they blocked all my shit.
Oh my. I know, Boone. Good boy.
No, you don't post that often anyway, TJ. I mean, you put a couple videos out probably a month or so, every month or so. Plus, your channel's all over the place anyway, TJ. One day you'll be doing flight footage, and the next day you'll be reviewing dude wipes. And then the next day you're opening an earwax removal kit. TJ be doing some weird unboxings. Just random stuff.
TJ's at it again, huh?
Oh no, I was just talking about his channel. I was like, you don't post very often, but when he does, it's always something random as hell.
Well, he's got some pretty good numbers for not posting much.
Yeah, like I said, when he does post, so it's always something random. It'll be like an unboxing of some just random
Yeah.
item or
What's he got? Like 17,000, 17.8K of views.
yeah. But like I said, TJ only posts. Sometimes TJ don't post nothing for months. He might go a month or two without posting anything. He just does it when he feels like it.
Yeah.
Have you reviewed condoms yet? Oh god.
Huh.
Oh my god. Fucking Russell. How big is that new dog you got?
He's like 35 pounds, I think.
Okay, he's a little guy. That's not very big at all. Tyson, I think, he's right over 10 pounds. And he's little. He's tiny. He's about twice the size of a normal Chihuahua, though. He's not a very big
He's
dog.
about that long laying down, and he stands about that high.
Yeah, I gotta call that tent place here in a few minutes. See how much that's gonna be. I'm gonna set a just perfect because I get paid on the 15th, which would be right on a Saturday, and they're open on Saturday, so I'm gonna make an appointment. Just gotta find out how much it's gonna be. And the way that windshield is on that car, you know the what is it called? That ASM one line or whatever that they put on windshields where you're not supposed to put tint lower than that line. You know what I'm talking about, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, that on that car, that fucking line's like halfway down the windshield. I was like, I've never seen one that low before. Usually it's only about 5 or 6 inches. Auto insurance through Doge. I'll have to go look that up later, or JD. I didn't hear about that. It'd be,
Yeah, I've got all state homeowners and auto insurance, and I'm often wondering if I'm getting ripped off or not, you know?
oh, he's talking about there'd be offering some kind of federal insurance, I'm assuming, through Doge. Huh. Curious to see how that works. I lived up in Gaylord. What? There's actually a town called Gaylord.
Gaylord, Michigan, yep.
That's funny. Yeah, you never know with insurance. Like, it's yeah. Even basic coverage in Florida is expensive. It's like for me and Sarah, it was $180 a month just for basic insurance. If you want full coverage, you're talking about $300 a month. Uh, why is it taking me to a telegraph post?
Hey, Joe, I can't make you a code because I passed it off over to Justin.
Well, it don't make sense because when you come back on, you always get it back from me. You always get host back from me without me doing it.
Really?
That's weird. Every time
Yeah.
I click that link, JD, it goes to a telegraph post on YouTube about Chinese warships.
They've done it before.
Or I don't know if that
Well,
was
what I did is I left this computer on.
Beijing vessels.
He did that before.
I don't know. Are you still a host, Justin? No.
No, it should auto reclaim, or there should be a reclaim button down at the bottom. Hold on, let me double check. I wasn't at my computer.
Well, we got a mess here in New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah, we're supposed to get some bad weather tomorrow night. And they're coming through and they're talking about the winds, and there's a strict code in Mardi Gras with the winds for parades because of the floats.
That was an
And it's
interesting article.
35 miles an hour is the cutoff point. At 35 miles an hour, they will not let them parade.
Really?
Right? They're expecting by noon tomorrow, we're going to have sustained 40 to 50 mile an hour winds in New Orleans.
That kind of screws up the whole thing, doesn't it?
Now you
Well,
got host
Jefferson
back off.
Parish has canceled the whole day already.
That was an
No
interesting
Mardi Gras
article.
in
Anyway,
Jefferson
JD.
Parish. That's where my daughter was going tomorrow.
All right,
They're getting ready to have a news conference here in New Orleans about tomorrow. And I got a feeling they're going to cancel. They really don't have a choice. Because the weather's supposed to come in. We're supposed to come in at about 8 o'clock at night. But it's severe weather where it's tornado and possible tornadoes and everything. And it'll be the second time that they've ever been canceled. The only other time it's ever been canceled was a weather event in 1857.
Wow.
All right, I gotta jump off. I gotta call this tent place.
Later, Justin.
Okay, Justin. Thanks for covering for me, buddy.
All right, I'll catch you later. I'll look it up, JD. I appreciate it though. All right, I'll see y'all later.
So that kind of sucks. Kind of glad I went Saturday now.
Yeah. Yeah, cause you got a lot of good pictures and it was sunny, you know?
Yeah, well, I got a lot of good pictures tomorrow.
Cause tomorrow will be the last day of Mardi Gras, right?
Yep, and like Arthur Hardy was just on. He's the big guy in Mardi Gras, historian, and he said that he can't speak for Rex, the main parade tomorrow. He said, but he knows if they cancel, they probably will never reschedule because they just don't do that. They will not, if they can't parade, they don't reschedule. Rex won't. Now, the only thing they could do, possibly, but you see that this is where it's going to interfere. We're going into the Lenten season. It will interfere. I put it like that. The Catholics don't care. They'll parade. They'll go to the parade. You know, because in the Lenten season is a parade, the Irish parade. They go to that. You know, every year. You know, so that's not an issue. And then there's another parade in about a week down in St. Bernard Parish. That's an Italian American parade. There's another one coming up, Italian American parade. They go to those. So they're all parades outside of the Mardi Gras season. But Mardi Gras is met differently, right? So the bottom line is this. Will the city adopt it and say, and you got to think of all the people that came in over the weekend for Mardi Gras. They're going to lose out. So are they going to, he said, oh, we're going to do an abbreviated thing. Well, maybe they change the route to get them through early. But you got so many groups going through, and you got Zulu that has 48 floats. You got Rex with 37 floats. You got all the marching bands that came in from out of town to marching all these things. All the university bands that are here in town. We're at 97% occupancy in hotels. They said this is probably going to be the largest one since before COVID. The amount of people out of here. So I don't know.
Well, and besides that, they're gonna disappoint a hell of a lot of people, right?
Well, disappointment is not the thing. It comes down to safety, you know?
Yeah, but
It all
don't you
comes
think,
down to safety.
don't you think they're like, just tell all the participants, you know, it's gonna be windy or whatever, and, if you think you can't handle it, don't march?
They can't do it because the floats are the thing. The floats will tip over. They're top heavy. All they are is paper mache on carriages and everything's up top. So the wind blows, pushes the top, it's going to flip. And if it falls, think if it falls, a float falls on top of people out there. You know, it's just. Yeah, it's going to be a mess. At 11:30, they're going to make a decision whether they're going to parade or not. So they got a couple hours. I would not want to make that decision. That will cost the city. Won't cost the city, but it'll in the long run, the city will lose a few $1 million in revenue.
Oh, yeah.
All these vendors, the vendors are the ones that are going to be pissed because all these vendors are stocked up for Mardi Gras.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna have all kinds of stuff left.
Yeah, I mean, because they like all the ones on the parade route. If they order 80 cases of beer for a week, they probably order 200 cases of beer because of Mardi Gras. So they're going to have all this stock in there they can't get rid of.
Well, they'll eventually use it though, right?
Oh, eventually, but that's not the point. Small businesses can't do that. You know, can't lose it like that. Can't expect it to be something like that. I'm gonna buy 200 cases a day. I'll sell it eventually. So I mean, even the ones that sell food on the route, all the Popeyes, all the different restaurants along the route, they probably tripled their order. Because when Mardi Gras came, the week of Mardi Gras and Pizza Hut, we weren't even on a route. We were on a route for one day, and we had to almost double some of the order just to have enough to make the pizzas. That came in and bought pizzas. Because what we used to do is make a pepperoni pizza and a cheese pizza large, and run them out on the route, and have them out on the route and charge them instead of charging them the regular price. We charge them like a flat. If it was a $12 pizza, we charge them $10, or we charge them $8, right?
Yeah.
We charge them $8 for a $10 pizza, you know, special parade special. And what would happen is 90% of the people would hand the guy a $10 bill and say, keep it. And they go out, and my employees wanted to go walk the route, drivers, because they couldn't drive around because the streets were closed. And they'd go out there and they pull a $2 tip on every pizza they sold. Yeah, it's kind of pissed. Also, tonight they have parades in Jefferson Parish. I may wind up over there tonight. Because my daughter's going over there tonight. I might just go with her.
Wouldn't they have the same problem though with
Not tonight. Not tonight. Tonight's good. The problem is going to be all day Tuesday.
so is there a parade tonight?
That's what I just said.
That's the one okay, because you said you were gonna go up to your daughter's house. I didn't
No,
know.
I said my daughter's going to the parades tonight.
Okay.
You're selective listening.
Well, the thing of it is that, like you say, no matter what they do, it's gonna be wrong.
Yeah, tonight Jefferson Parish has 2 parades before Mardi Gras. New Orleans got 6 or 7 parades tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4 tonight. Big parades.
What's the
I may
biggest
wind
one?
up in-
What's the biggest one of the day?
Tonight is Orpheus. It's out and it's 45 floats tonight. And there's a lot of movie stars they on it. And Harry Connick Jr. runs it. It's his parade. I may wind up at Gallia Hall tonight. If they cancel it, I might do that. I'll go out and shoot the Orpheus parade at night. I haven't been at Orpheus in years because I usually don't go the day before. But if I can't go Mardi Gras, I might as well do that.
When are they gonna let everybody know whether it's on or not tomorrow?
Yeah, you weren't listening. I said 11:30.
11:30. Well, 11:30 your time, that'd be 12:30
your
my
time.
time, right?
Yep. I think my gut feeling is that they're going to say, see, they can't judge that because I don't leave till 3:30, 4 o'clock on Gallia Hall in the afternoon. That's what time it usually takes for Rex to get through. And then you got all the trucks behind. The trucks are fine. The trucks, they're not going to bother the trucks because these are 18-wheelers loaded down with people. They can have wind and rain and everything. And don't matter. We've been through wind and rain, but not 40 mile an hour. You know, so the trucks are fine. They're all covered and everything. People don't care. They don't care. But the issue is, yeah, that's what they're talking about right now. Cynthia Lee Chang, she's talking right. She's the parish president. She's saying we got to cancel it because we can't have a chance of a float tipping over on somebody. Yeah, Jefferson Parish is so worried about this weather coming through tomorrow that all their big reviewing stands that have all the big banners on them and all this stuff.
They're
They
taking
said
that
as soon as the
down?
parade, they said they're starting to take them down tonight as soon as the parade leaves.
Wow.
And these things are block, like a city block long. They said they cruise out all night taking them down. They said we got to get all our electrical stuff down, all our lights down. We don't want them up when this stuff comes through.
Now, is that a private contractor they hired to do that, or is those city employees?
That's all city.
Okay.
The city employees will be working from right after the parade about 9 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock tonight, till whatever time they finish. They want all that banner, because all these banners cost them a lot of money. That they put
Well,
all
and
around
it-
these things.
They reuse them, right?
Yeah. You take them down and fold them up and reuse them, and they got all these reviewing stands. The reviewing stands will be fine because it's all metal. But all the wrappings, all the electrical they go through, they're pulling everything out.
But whatever they take down today, they'll keep it till next year, right?
Oh yeah, it goes back to next year. She said, but it comes down to out of safety. We cannot have a float tip over on a crowd.
Yeah, because that would be their liability.
Yep. Okay, she said they have offered the parade and the other groups an alternate date to parade after the Irish Italian parade on the same route. So that Irish Italian parade's in a couple of weeks. And what they'll do is it'll be like a Mardi Gras day
Oh,
because that parade will do it and all the rest.
so it'd be Irish American Mardi Gras, right?
It would be a little bit of everything, yeah, because you'd have all the trucks from all the parades now that are being canceled behind all the trucks in the parade then, and then the Irish Italian parade plus the August parade.
That'd be huge.
That'll be a huge Mardi. That'd be an all-day event. But New Orleans isn't going to do that. New Orleans will not give them another date. I'd love to see New Orleans say we're going to push it back until Wednesday, because Wednesday's going to be fine. But if it would have been Mardi Gras would have been Monday and they could have pushed it to Tuesday, it would have been fine. But they won't go into Lent. They just will not do it. And it comes down to the Archbishop. Archbishop's probably telling them you can't do it in Lent because it's a celebration before Lent. Let's see if anybody's got the guts to say, yeah, we are. Because that's a lot of see, but it's the people. I feel sorry for all the people that have driven in all over the world that are here.
Matter, Boone. Boner.
He's fine. Let him roam.
No, I think he wants to. He goes to the back door and he cries like he wants to go out.
But let him go out.
You got to go outside? Huh? Okay.
He's got to go out. Let him go out. I sure was. I was a GM at Pizza Hut. There, JD. I had Mandeville Pizza Hut when they reopened for about 3 years. And I was walking through the store one night and slipped and blew my knee out. And then Pizza Hut treated me like they didn't care. They tried to tell me, we need you to come in and do the schedules at least. I said, I could do them from home. But if you could come in and just sit in a chair and just answer the phone and do the schedules. We'll pay you hourly. And I was making 65,000 plus commissions. And they wanted to bring me down to hourly wage until I got back on my feet and I got hurt there. Then they didn't even want to talk to me. So after about a year and a half of suing them, I got what I lost. And that's about all. That's what they're talking about right now. They're saying it's Mardi Gras is built around the Christian calendar, and it's an economic thing. So, oh, we're going to reschedule it. They're saying they ought to. Now you ought to let the dog out and come sit down and let the dog run. He ain't going nowhere. You got to quit worrying about that dog so much. He's used to having Mia that didn't do anything.
No,
If he's worried about getting him back, let him come in on his own. He'll come in on his own. He did already, according to what Paul said. And that's the other thing. They got a bunch of walking clubs that march before the parades. They come in before the parades, and Arthur Hardy is the Mardi Gras guide, big historian here. It's just said, well, they're going to have the opportunity to parade because they don't have floats or anything, and they come like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. They're parading. So are they going to be allowed to do their stuff, or is the city just going to shut it all down? Why'd you go stand there and wait for him? He'd have come back in on his own.
no, because he was out there crying. What he does is he comes around down the side by where I'm sitting, and he. So then he must hear me walk across there. Then he goes out and stands there, and looks at me.
You got to let him do his thing. He'll come back. He'll come back up to the door, bark at you or something.
Anyway, so what are you up to the rest of the day?
Got to pay bills.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's a beautiful day. I'm going to take my drone with me. I'll pay this one bill and still go fly my drone a little bit. I was
Okay.
going to go in a few minutes, but I'm going to wait to see this news conference.
Oh,
I tried
it's,
to pay it online. The one I gotta go drive. I don't really want to go drive it. I'd rather pay it online. But I can't tell if I paid it or not already because it gave me a stupid code. I'll call him in a little while and ask him if it went through. If it went through, I'm not gonna worry about it.
so what time is the announcement? Did you say 10:30 or 11:30?
11:30,
11:30, hour and
2 hours,
15 minutes.
2 hours. Not 9:30 yet here.
Oh, yeah, it's 9:15 there, right?
Yeah, Arthur Hardy, that's the guy that does the Mardi Gras guide. He's the big historian here. And he was talking about it. He's on the news right now. And he was talking about, he says, they've never rescheduled a Mardi Gras parade that on Mardi, for a Mardi Gras parade for Mardi Gras. But they've never had to. They've only canceled it one time, and that was 1857. And they canceled Mardi Gras in for rain, for weather, and they only canceled the year after COVID, 21. That was only 2 years that it's ever been canceled, and they never rescheduled anything on those. He says he doesn't think they're going to reschedule this, which I would doubt to see too. But it's just, but it's still. He was talking about the marching groups. There's a bunch of marching groups that go through. There's one called the Skeleton Crew. They dress like skeletons. They got another one called Pete Fountain's Half-Ass Marching Club, Walking Club. They come through. That's about 80, 100 members. They've got the Corner Club, the Lions Club, a couple of them from Brazil come through. Baby dolls. There's about 10 groups that come through and they just march with the music. And he said he's wondering if they're going to let them come through or if they're just going to shut it down and say nobody. Because they come through and all the marching groups are through before 9 o'clock in the morning. Except for Corner Club and Lions Club, they're in between the two parades, so they're in about noon. So they just tell them the alcohol march, but and they got people out there that have been camping on the parade route since Friday. That have tents up and everything else.
Oh, really? Waiting for
And
parades, huh?
Yeah, they mark their spot and they take turns out there sitting out there with their chairs and stuff. They can't leave their stuff. They can have their stuff in an area marked off, but they can't leave it because if you leave it, they drive through, and if there's nobody there, they throw it in the back of a trash truck and go. So there's people they actually have students from Tulane University that they'll charge them $100 a day to sit out there. You know, a couple $100 a day to sit out there and go into stuff.
Wow.
So it's just,
Is what it is, right?
yep. And if the weather's good on Thursday, Johnny and I might be driving up to Mississippi to the Little Grand Canyon up there and fly up there. It's about an hour and a half from here.
Uh-huh.
And it's the little Red River the West Pearl River came through there and it flooded and ate away some of the road and all of this. But the road's up high and it goes down. It actually looks like a little Grand Canyon. That's what they call it, the Little Grand Canyon.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's pretty big. It's like about 50 or 60 acres. You know, so I've been up there one time and flew it one time. But he wants to go up there and do it again. I flew it with the Mavic 3 above it. I want to do the Nevada and fly down in it. I just told myself, I just hope I don't have to go down and get nothing. You know,
Yeah,
I might have to go get those screws for that hook I got and make it.
when is that tomorrow?
No, we're talking about Thursday.
Thursday.
We're gonna see what the weather's like first. Supposed to be good. So he's doing a lot of whimpering?
No. He's laying down right here next to me now. Anyway, he's being quiet.
Yep.
There's Lance.
Hey, Paul.
How you doing?
Good. Hey, I'm going to share something with you guys that so
So
Neo,
Lance,
so DJI said Neo. Can you hear me?
yeah,
Yeah, you're a little
Can't hear you.
muffled, but okay.
we can't hear you.
I need
I can only hear TJ.
Okay, I'm going to share something with you guys. So DJI got back to me on the Neo issue that I was having.
Yeah.
Let me show you what they, and it makes absolutely no sense. So Joe, maybe you can figure this out. Let me share.
They told you to throw it away.
There you go. Let's see if I can share this. Hold on.
Find a can that is about 45 gallons. Open the lid, drop it in, and close the lid. That makes sense? If you're in the kitchen, you only need a 13 gallon. You can drop it in there.
Okay, where am I? It's me. Okay, right here. Okay. Share screen.
Yeah, pretty good. Show that didn't shave. I like that.
Window. Here. Share. Okay. Right here. You want to make it bigger?
A little bit. Right there.
Okay. This is what they wrote me. What I'm trying to do is record, marry my audio and my video in the recording. This is what they told me to do. I don't know where this is right here on the remote control page. I don't know where that is. Doesn't say anything about a remote control page. Then it says click shoot, hold down, turn off, or turn on or off app radio. I can't find any of this.
Okay. Does that mean click the 3 dots?
I will check. I've got my Neo right here. Hold on. I'm gonna stay on. It is. And I did click the 3 dots, but I still didn't see anything. That must be the remote control page, is the 3 dots, maybe, right? Let me.
And if you swipe down, that's where you can turn the app on and off, can't you?
Okay, so I click the 3 dots, and I have safety, control, camera, transmission, and about.
Yeah, it's not that. That's not it.
Yeah.
So when it all starts up, swipe down the screen and see what you get up top.
Okay. Nope, I get.
So this is click. I don't see what the click is, but if you swipe down, you got the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, airplane mode, mute, record screen, screenshot. I don't have any of those things.
Okay,
And why is my brightness not as bright? It was always as bright. So I was bitching with it the other day too. Connected device, internet net system, compliance information.
I can't help you, Lance, because I don't change anything, and I don't record with the Neo or any of that kind of stuff. But here's my question is, are you using the RC N3 or the N2?
N3.
Now do you have your Neo hooked to it right now?
I do.
I'm gonna do that too. See if I could figure it out.
Shoot, pull down to turn on or off.
Look at,
Where is shoot?
Oh, shut up. Now, I don't see anything as a shoot.
does
That's
the
what's throwing me
controller
off.
have the mic built in, or are you using a mic separately?
I'm using the mic on my phone.
So you're not controlling the drone with your phone?
I am. Right here, right?
Okay.
But their directions made absolutely no sense. On the remote control page, click the three dots. So I did that, if that's what they're saying. So, try this.
Click shoot, then pull down to turn on the, or off the app.
I
Radio.
don't see it anywhere. I don't see that app anywhere. So I have no idea what you're talking about, what they're talking about. So you pull it down, you don't have any of that. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
And it says upgrade to, yes, the upgrade system I got. Firmware is right. App version's right.
Lance,
Oh, here comes Dre. He'll
Yeah,
tell
he's
you.
the expert. He'll do it.
Lance, are you trying to record your screen and talk at the same time?
I am trying to record on the drone and talk at the same time.
Okay.
Did that for me one time when I first got the first Neo.
Okay. Because I don't know about the Neo. I just know that on many of the drones, if you want to record audio and the drone, you need to record the screen. So screen record will have audio. You use your phone mic to record your voice, and it will be on the recording of the drone. But you'll get the full, all your telemetry and stuff will be on the recording also, visually. You get what I'm saying?
I do. And I
Okay.
didn't do that the first time I flew my Neo and recorded my audio. So
As
what
I
is,
say, I'm not familiar with all the apps on the Neo, but I just know traditionally you want to record audio and drone footage, you hit record screen. Now that may be different because I know the Neo can be controlled by a couple of different controllers, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know if you have to have the one that has a built-in screen to get that, or using your phone. If you're using your phone, no matter how you're going to record whatever it is, it's going to use your phone's microphone to record sound.
See, and that's what it does. It records, from what I can tell, Dre, it records the audio onto my drone. I mean,
Mhm.
onto my phone.
Right.
Then it transfers that onto the drone. So there are two files on the drone. When I plug the drone into the computer, I have two exact same files. One's audio, one's video. The first time I recorded audio video, it married the two files. I didn't have to do anything. There were still two files there.
Right.
But when it played the video file, it played the audio file with it.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Yeah.
Now-
Usually you get a one that will have just video and audio, than one that just has audio by itself.
And now it doesn't do that. It has both files, but it doesn't
Mhm.
marry them anymore. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what I
So
did.
basically you have it. It's just that the audio is not being attached to the video.
Correct.
Okay.
And,
All right,
and
so
that's what I tried.
basically you know how to set it up to record with no problem. It's just the audio is not being synced with the video.
Correct.
Okay. Well, guess what, bud? You're on your own
Okay.
because you have done what you're supposed to do to get that result, and why it's not doing that. But like you said, like Joe walked you through, I never seen I don't have anything that has a fly app, but I'm not familiar with anything that has what Joe mentioned, what they gave you in the instructions. That's kind of foreign on that.
Yeah. So I messaged him back and basically said, your directions make absolutely no sense. Can you help me out further?
Well, the biggest thing is you got to tell them that menu selection is not available in the Fly app that you have.
Yeah.
And I know they make, things for different places and countries and all that kind of stuff, but it's got to be some kind of consistency to where if you pull the 3-dot menu or any other menu, it should be a couple steps where you see that menu. You don't see that menu selection anywhere.
Now, are all your devices up to date?
Yeah. And I have a really old, I don't know if it'll make any difference, really old phone. I mean, really old. It's a Galaxy 8, or it might be a 9. So it's many generations behind, and it's always packed full. And anytime I want to download something on my phone, I've got to delete crap. And I mean, I hate using my phone because of that.
Okay. Well, that's a whole nother area there that you may have to clear out the phone, the cache on the phone, and the memory on the phone to accommodate the voice. Now, when you get the files, are they? Because Neo doesn't have an SD card, right? It's stored on the drone itself.
Correct.
So you're saying that both files are there, but they're just not married together. So that really can't fall on the fault of the phone because it's both are being stored on the drone.
Correct.
So that would not be I would not think that would be a phone issue because both files are there present. They're just not bound together.
Yeah. And I wonder if you got to leave both of them on for a length of time for them to marry, and not.
Yeah, I know you said,
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I tried that. I left it on for like 10 minutes and it still didn't work. But okay, do I need
it shouldn't be that amount of time. We're already talking about by the time you land that drone, put it in your hand and then you power it down, it should already take place. It should be instantaneously taking place as you're recording. I'm trying to think. I've lost my train of thought now. Mm-hmm.
Remote control page, click the 3 dots, then shoot, hold down and turn on, off the app. Where is shoot? I don't even see a shoot. Do you, Joe?
No, I didn't find it. I couldn't find it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That the menu selection doesn't show it, from the instruction they're giving you. There's where part of the problem is a miscommunication on the process of finding that selection.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that you are doing it correct because both files are on the drone. So you are doing it correctly. It is just something in the drone itself that is not matching up the audio file with the video file. But I don't think there's anything wrong with your phone. I don't think there's anything particularly that you need to change in your settings. I think they may have misunderstood your issue because I think you might need to send a message back telling them that you have both files, one audio, one video, but the video file does not contain the audio already synced. And then see what the response is.
Yeah.
So Joe, what's all the uproar down in New Orleans?
Oh, there's a lot of uproar going on right now. A lot of uproar. Weather's coming through tomorrow, and they're talking about canceling all Mardi Gras.
That ain't no uproar. That's just public safety.
Safety.
Yeah,
Enough.
I mean, I always tell people, would you rather risk someone getting injured and not having a good time, other than
Yeah.
rescheduling this to a later date where it's more appropriate? People. My thing is here. I heard you talk about a lot of businesses stocked up and everything, but my thing is this: if you change it to another week or so, beer keeps. Food is something that.
Oh, I know. I agree, but the problem is they're not going to reschedule.
Yeah. Well, that's
Jefferson Parish may reschedule because they have other parades coming on after that.
right.
The Italian American, the Irish parade. They do have a Irish parade in New Orleans, but it's not until like in the middle of it's March. It's in a couple of weeks.
Right.
So they could technically put everything behind the Irish parade, but it's a complete different route. So they're not going to do that. It's not going to interfere with that route.
Well,
because they can't. They don't have the resources to have 2 or 3 different routes.
Yeah, I get that. Plus, you never want to have to divide the crowd because that's what it's all about. You want max participation for your events, and that's how all the local businesses benefit and everything else because you have a captive audience.
Yeah,
you don't want to have folks spread all over the different place, stage in a different area, and then people feel like, well, I didn't make the amount of money I thought I was going to make because some folks went there and some folks went here.
Yeah, this is a multi-million-dollar event.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about the video I just did about that Power 2000 I finally got the other day, and like I said, our natural disasters are coming more routinely than being unusual. We're getting, like I say, Mardi Gras. Like I said, I think I heard you earlier say that they only canceled the parade once in the last 100 years, something like that. Because of weather, because
Right.
I mean, anywhere else, if the Mardi Gras was being held in Michigan, it'd be canceled almost every year this time of year.
Oh yeah, they've only been canceled for COVID, the year after COVID.
Yeah.
And it was only canceled in 1857. Only 2 years ever.
Yeah. So
that's
what I'm saying.
The whole bottom line, the whole bottom line is they're looking at when I was in high school, we marched in a parade called the Carrollton Parade. And we used to have to march down this street called Earhart, and then you had to cut across an overpass that went over railroad tracks, the Amtrak tracks. And then you come down off Earhart to Tulane and march Tulane in. So we used to have to march over this bridge. I remember that. And it was that little trek right there. They couldn't put people there, but that was a long little march we had to do.
Right.
And we had really winds one day, and a float was on top of that bridge, and the float got caught in that wind, and it flipped over, and one of the riders fell off and landed head first on one of the railroad tracks.
Wow.
And he died. Okay. They started saying, okay, this is the deal. These things are so top heavy because it's nothing paper mache on a carriage, but everything's up top, all the people up top. So they said they had to figure what these floats, they had to go out there and do wind test on them.
Yeah.
And I think it's 35 miles an hour is the max winds that they could be in before they start giving them problems, before they start leaning. And we're expecting 40 to 50 mile an hour sustained winds.
Yeah, that's not good. And my thing is with winds, sustained winds at that level, it's not good, not just for the safety of the floats. It's not good for the public to come out. Who wants to stand out in 40 mile per hour winds and watch a parade?
Well, somebody gonna throw one of them old heavy beads at somebody right in front of you. It's gonna hit the guy 20 feet away in the head,
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, I mean, that's gonna cut down on your public participation part because a lot of folks say, you know what, it's too windy, it's too cold to be out there watching parade and that kind of
the worst part about it, it's not gonna be cold, it's gonna be in the 70s,
Is that right?
It's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful day in the 70s. So everybody, I mean, the place, I was out there the other day and it was packed, 14, 15 deep.
Right.
And I mean, we had a little breeze going, just about a 4 or 5 mile an hour breeze, and that breeze felt great.
Oh yeah, that feels good. That keeps everybody
Yeah.
cool and relaxed and stuff. But 45 miles per hour,
Oh, you can't
that's a
do it.
totally different animal.
And I've been out there in the pouring rain where it started raining and you can't go anywhere. They've got
Hmm.
in all down St. Charles Avenue, they're the reviewing stands, and they've got big vinyl banners all on these things, and
Right,
they're zip tied, right?
right.
It was raining and the winds were about 10, 15 miles an hour, and one of these things was flapping. And I was out there and it was starting to rain. It was starting to get really bad, and I looked at the radar and it was about to hit us. I
Mm.
went over. I popped the next zip tie and climbed in there and got underneath one. Right.
Hmm.
Police officer walked over, looked at me, and said, "What you doing under here?" I said, "I'm not getting wet." And he said, "Push over." He said, "Push over." He got on there with me. He said, "Push over," like that.
Uh,
But it was funny. I stood there, and the parade still went on. He stood there where he had it tilted back so he could. He was in the street. There was nobody there, no people but me,
right.
because it was at the reviewing stand area. So he's where
Hmm.
he could look around, and I'm shooting from under the reviewing stand at the people on the floats to get my pictures.
Yeah,
But I mean, it was raining too.
yeah. Well,
But
like
I
that,
said,
I think
hell no, I'm not getting my cameras wet or me wet like this.
yeah, I think Paul said it best. It's just about public safety is the overall
Yeah, that's all
judgment
it's
call
about.
here. And
Because you see that they're pushing it to that, like I said, they're pushing this thing to 11:30 to make a decision. They want
mhm.
the National Weather Bureau to give them everything they can. Because the only other
Well, gotta
option,
find somebody who works there now.
yeah, you got a point. But the whole bottom line is that the parade started at 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning. But
Mhm.
this is where this is where the problem that the first thing that comes through is Pete Fountain's group, the Half Fast Walking Club.
Mhm.
And that's a group that they've been in forever, but he's dead, but they still do it. So they march through and they hit Gallia Hall about 8 o'clock in the morning because they leave from uptown further. They go eat at Caesar's Palace breakfast. Then they all march from there. It's about 200 people. Behind them is a group called Mondo Kao, which is it's a Brazilian group. They come through. Now that I don't mind looking at. Okay. So and then the next group comes through is let's see, the baby dolls. That's the Zulu baby dolls for the Zulu parade. They come
Mhm.
through and they all dance. They're all in their little baby outfits, like little quarters. Like I'd have to show you pictures. And they do all this, and they've got them like they've got almost like a painted mask on, and they do a dance out there, and the pictures are pretty cool with them because they're all laced up and everything else. And I love shooting their pictures. It's just I get great pictures from them. And then right after that, Zulu comes through. Now, this is where your problem's at. Zulu gets there about 8:45, 9 o'clock. Zulu has 40 floats, 40 groups in between these floats.
Mm.
Zulu is never on time. They always have a breakdown somewhere.
Mm, mm,
So then it takes them a little long. You have a gap for 30 minutes waiting for the next float that had to fix a wheel, you know? So, but yeah, oh, yeah, it's terrible. I
Oh,
mean, we waited one time an hour because the float had a flat tire and they didn't have the right tire. They had to go get one.
mm, mm, mm.
They had to go back to the den, grab the other tire to bring it back because they didn't have the right tire on the truck.
Wow.
So that took an hour out of the day where he's just standing like this, you know.
Mm, mm, mm.
So then right behind them is the Lions Club and the Corner Club, another marching group. They come through, and then behind that is the Rex Parade. Rex Parade usually doesn't get there till 11:30, 12 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock, depending
Why are
on
they
how it
allowed
happens.
to show up at different times? I mean,
Well,
I
they
haven't been
march
to
from
a lot of
different
parades,
places
but usually,
they start at different places in the city. Zulu starts at 8, Rex starts at 10, but they're 8 miles the other way. So they come in
oh, so
behind Zulu.
so there's not one staging location where everybody's supposed to assemble at and then go get
Yeah,
in
not
line
on
for their
this,
turn
not
of
on
parade.
some like all other days, yeah. But
Yeah.
Rex will start way up by Claiborne and Napoleon, come down Napoleon to St. Charles, where they start on Claiborne and Jackson, come down Jackson and cut in. And because Zulu's predominantly, it's not anymore, it's a predominantly black parade. And they made Zulu do this route because Zulu would just go where they wanted to go.
Mm.
They go all through all the black neighborhoods, and the police didn't know where the hell they were going.
Oh,
So they
wow.
said, no, you got to get on the permanent route. So they made them go on this route. So they started, they load up at the Superdome, come across the bridge, come down, get on Jackson, come down Jackson. That's a predominantly black area. Come down there for them. Then they turn on St. Charles and they follow St. Charles all the way in.
Mm.
Rex comes from where Mercy Baptist Hospital is up there. They got that big den up there right on Claiborne. All their floats stay. They bring them and come down there, and they come down. And they get to, by the time they get to Jackson, Zulu's just about ending. It's just about ending. And Zulu will turn, they'll open up the street and let Rex through. You see? So,
See.
yeah, you ought to see this crap. It's
Like I say, it
telling you.
sounds like a mess to start with. They've probably been allowing this to go on for so long. This is the normal routine.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
this is
I'm
what they
like-
do for them.
Yeah, I was like, hey, this is a staging area. You get here. This what time you need to be here. Or we going on without you? Simple as that.
Well, like last night they had Okeanos, the first parade, Mid-City, the second parade. They started at 11 o'clock. Toth, the third parade. Now, Toth started way up by the Children's Hospital because they got a big thing for the Children's Hospital. They stop and they got all of the children out there that are sick, and they got a big reviewing stand for them, and they unload on them. They give them everything. You know what I mean? They give them special stuff. They go through the King of Bacchus will go there. The parade that night will go there and walk around and hand the little Mardi Gras doubloons like these.
Okay.
It's a red one. It's got his face on the back saying King Bacchus with the Bacchus on the front. And he'll give them out to all the kids, and they'll bring them plushed animals and everything like this. You know who the King of Bacchus was last night? Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal. If I'd have known that, I'd have went. I didn't even pay attention to it. I'd have went to the front of the parade, got some pictures and talked to him.
As they
But he's
always
cool.
say, lots of moving pieces.
Oh, I'm telling you.
It seemed to me somebody would at least take control of this situation. Say, you know what? We don't want you to have to stop doing what you normally do, but the day of the parade, this is what we doing. So if you want to go
Well, I
visit the
thought-
kids or go to the other neighborhoods, you pick an alternative day to go do that. Knock yourself out. But the day of the parade, this is where we're assembling at. This is where we expect you to be at and be ready to go.
Yesterday, I mean,
this ain't no freeway ramp deal here where you just come pull in
I agree.
off the interstate.
Well, it comes down to the police department. Police department's gonna tell them what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, but the Tux parade, this parade is 50, 56 or 57, might be 59 years old.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of students from Loyola University that got drunk and decided to put a bunch of wagons together and march around Broadway around the university.
Mhm.
And they called themselves the Crew of Tux. And they put a wagon out there with a toilet in it, and had the guy sit on the toilet, and that was his throne.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they started. Then they got together the next year, did the same route with a little bit bigger stuff. Now they're a major parade in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Their float has a big toilet on there where the king stands in and throws the stuff out and all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to that parade and I caught the most treasured throw of their parade yesterday. And it was the Crew of Tux poop emoji. I think that is priceless.
Poop emoji. Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, and then the Mandy Milkshakers went through. You didn't hear this yesterday. That's the group from Mandeville. They all dress like they work at like a diner, and they call the Mandy Milkshakers. They serve the best shakes in town. You know,
Okay.
and I
I'm
know most of them.
I'm glad you cleared that up for me because I was thinking something totally different.
Yeah, and they got the guys that walk along with them to make sure nobody jumps in. They call the milkmen. You know.
Oh.
And then the nonprofit group, they've got a bus, old bus they put together, and they just bought a brand new. See this new bus they got. Lord help me, they got money.
Mm.
And there's one of the women there, Danielle. She's the assistant coach of volleyball with Johnny's daughter, which is the coach of volleyball at Hammond High.
Mm-hmm.
So we know a lot of these people, you know.
Yeah.
And my coach, football coach, his wife is in the group. So I'm looking for her, and I'm taking pictures of everybody else. And I'm out in the middle of them while they dance and all of this. And I see Donnell, and I shoot her picture, and I get her picture every year. And she's a trip, big old woman, right? And then I see Lauren, and I can't get a picture, so I'm trying to back up, and I get right next to Donnell again. Donnell slapped me on the ass so hard, I think she left a mark, you know. I looked over and said, "Darling, I don't know you that well." Like that, but it was like, but it was fun. And the police out there took care of me this week because it was getting hot. And I had a quart of water on my side with ice in it, like a thermos that hangs. And I got it on one of my straps, and I'm drinking. I'm down to about a half of one. I'm thinking, oh, I got to make this last because I know I'm gonna need it. And one of the police officers, she walks over to me, and Tracy looks at me and she goes, "You look hot." I said, "I am hot." I said, I'm all right, dog. I got water." She said, "I'll be right back." She comes back, hands me a Powerade. I said, "Where'd you get that?" She goes, "That's out of hours." Because they can give all the police stuff, you know, to run through. So the van was going through, so she grabbed me one, made sure I had one. You know, and then one of the guys in the Shriners looked at me and he says, "You been here all day?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Hold on." He gave me some Oreos. You know? And then when the Fontainebleau band, that's the arch rival, the Mandeville High School across the town. Fontainebleau came through. They saw me, and the kids know me because I'm always at the games. When we play, whenever Mandeville plays them, I'm at the game, so they know me. So I'm standing out there and I'm shooting in between the band and everything, and they're hollering, "Go Dogs!" I said, "Go Skippers!" So we're fighting back and forth, you know, in the band. And I get to the end of the band director says, "How you feeling this year?" "Hold on a minute," and he throws me another thing of water, you know.
That's good.
But that's how it is out there. When I'm out there, I know so many people. When I'm running out of stuff, people are handing me stuff, you know. I had one guy told me, he says, "You need a beer?" I said, "No." No.
That's the last thing you need out in the heat.
Oh, no, don't give me that beer. Don't give me that. I had one time that had Heineken's out there. He said, "I got Heineken's. You want one?" And I said, "Hold on a minute." I said, "Got 4 more flutes. I'll take one in a minute." You know, I took one from him, stuck it in my pants leg, walked back to my car, put it on my seat, drank it when I got home.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
So did you figure out anything, Lance?
I know you're still looking.
I was asking, did you figure out anything? I know you held the Neo up again.
Yeah, no. You know, it's still giving me 2 files.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have a clue because I went through the thing too, and I couldn't find that anywhere.
Yeah, you may have to do it all in post.
Shoot.
Yeah, might have to do it all in post now.
Now, the other question, is that on your phone only? Does it have something you pull down and say shoot?
So I can't launch it. So let me show you this video with the audio. This is one where it did both. Hold on. So also share audio. I'm going to click that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. Okay, let me know if you hear the audio here in a second. Share.
Environment. Okay, so I'm recording. The audio does work on this automatically. It's kind of nice. I did not know that. I wonder if there's a way to clean that. Approached edge of altitude zone.
Okay.
Okay, so it recorded.
Mm-hmm.
It recorded right onto one file. That was one of, I think, only 2 times, and that was when I first got the Neo.
So let me ask you this question.
Firmware upgrade since, so I'm wondering if the firmware's changed that. But again, DJI didn't mention that at all.
Okay, let me ask you this: how much memory is on the drone?
Let's look. I bet I have over half. Take a look here. Properties. Oh yeah. There's 23 gigs and I've only used 9.
Okay, so you got plenty of space for the drone to do whatever it's supposed to be doing. So we're not talking about running out of memory. Because that's always an option you got to be careful about when you don't have a SD card to take in and out. That how often do you need to clear that memory on the drone?
That's a good point. And it has over half.
So I mean, if you only use 9 gig out of 32 or 23, whatever it is, you got plenty of space there. So that should not be a reasoning for that either.
Yeah. Gonna keep tinkering.
Nope, it's not on there either. So that ain't the way. I was looking to see if somehow on just the phone that was doing that, but no.
Mhm.
Bring us out to Honey Island Swamp, put it up in the air and shoot it. I'll tell it to do a droning and see if I can shoot it out the air.
Skeet shoot it.
Yeah.
So my first drone, I did not record any audio. I'm looking because I haven't erased any files on either of the drones yet, and I haven't done any audio on this one. It doesn't look like. Oh yeah, I have right there on the 10th of February. I did. I'm going to play this one.
So Paul just up and left, made me the host and didn't tell us where he's going.
Okay, so here's another one that did do it on the 10th of February that Mary did.
Maybe the other one you're trying to do just did not, you want to stay single.
Yep.
Didn't want to get married.
The 10th. And there's the 10th again. 56.
Damn.
Well, the best person I can tell you to talk to is probably does Marcus have a Neo?
Yeah.
Talk to Marcus because he does a lot of that stuff.
Marcus does the marrying up all the time.
I can say he does a lot of those talking on the through the drone, through the mic of the controller, whatever. A lot of times, if the drone supports it.
Okay.
So I would reach out to Marcus Crawford and ask him a question or two and see what settings he has to make sure you have the same settings, and go from there.
Okay. So on the 10th of February, it was mirroring the audio. On the 27th of February, it was not. And I did not fly the drone from the 10th to the 27th, this particular drone.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So something has changed between those dates.
Yeah. Let's see if I can hunt Marcus down.
Yeah.
What, Idaho quadcopter?
Yep. I'll reach out to him and see what he does, because I know those guys were complaining about one of the drone. I don't know if it was the Mini 2 or something like that. They were complaining because the controller didn't have a mic, and they had to install a external mic on the controller to be able to talk while they were recording. And I know that's a big thing for him and Ron Brown and, you know, those guys. They like having that built-in mic on the controller, so they don't have to use an external mic. And I know the mic on my my Plus controller for my M30T. That mic is about as good as the mics I have for my Osmo Pocket. That mic is really good. And I always got to remember to tell myself, because it automatically, when you're flying, it's recording automatically and stuff. So a lot of times I got to silence that file to use because I'm using another mic.
I'm about to piss a whole bunch of parents off at North Shore.
Hey, Jonathan.
Jonathan, the coach wants me to order the pictures earlier, the posters for the seniors. I
Mhm.
want to order them on Saturday or Sunday, but his first match is next Friday. So he wants to get them back by next Friday. So I told him, I said, well, I can't guarantee you that. It's the 13th, I think. Yeah, Friday the 13th. I said, I can't guarantee him. So they take 3 to 5 days to come back to me.
No, Friday would be the 14th.
However, oh, it is?
Yeah, Friday would be the 14th.
Okay, good. So I got to find out what date I got. I got a PET scan next week. I thought it was Thursday, 12th.
No, Thursday
Might be
13th.
Wednesday the 12th.
Yeah.
Now you got me wondering. Got to see what date my scan is. Yes, the 13th is my scan, the 13th.
Yeah.
But I told him, I said, only thing I could suggest is let's get them by the 5th. And I'll order them the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'll give them till 10 p.m. at night. If I don't have it at 10 p.m. at night, at 10 p.m. I'm changing the price. Because I charge them $65 for this vinyl poster, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they charge me a $15 setup fee for 1 poster or 10 posters.
Right.
Plus shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I have the list that goes over. Well, I have enough in there that exceeds the amount for shipping, so the shipping never hits me on the first order. But I don't have to charge the $15, so I charge them $65.
Mm-hmm.
I told them if they order at 10:01, it will be $80.
Right.
So it's gonna. I've only got 6 out of 16 that have ordered,
Mm.
and I just sent another senior that said she was going to send it directly to me. This is the
Right.
one said. This is the one that gives me trouble. I've shot her since she's a freshman, and she's always got to take 10 pictures to make sure she looks nice. So then she had to switch around the pictures on the posters again. So I got everything right. She's happy now.
Now on these
But she's-
posters, each child gets a poster with the school schedule, team
No.
schedule on it, or
I'll show you a picture. This is what they look like. That's what they look like right there.
okay, it hasn't came up yet.
Did I-
Okay, so this is an individual shot of them. Okay, got the top.
They got their logo. It's got Senior 2025. Got their
Right.
name on it, and it looks
Yeah.
like a background basically.
Okay. That's because I was wondering if
It's
this had like
24, 36 by 48 vinyl.
Yeah. Okay. See, to
And,
me,
and what?
this is me talking, Joe. I know everybody wants something when they want it, but I'm thinking like I could see the timetable being pressed
Yeah.
if they had like the track season also, and you want the beginning, your first track, all that kind of stuff. But I said
Do it
this is
earlier.
just individual shots. Basically, what it is, it's an individual poster size shot of each kid. I said, dude, if you get this on the first day of track or the last day of track, it ain't gonna change.
Well, what they do with them, they post them along the fence.
Right, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm saying I mean, you remember back in the day when we were in school, there was a poster put out and it had the whole schedule on it, and then
Yeah.
they have a couple of pictures of us from the year before posted on it, and we didn't even sell them. sell them to the local businesses in town, put in
Yep.
their windows, all that kind of stuff. That I see having a timetable effect on it because you want it in everybody's business. It shows the schedule, so anybody who walked in that business can see, hey, there's a game Friday, home game Friday night. Let's go see the football team play.
Right.
This right here, that's why I asked, was it schedule on it? See, this right here, I get the fact they want to put them on the fence, but I say, you know what? If it ain't there on that day because y'all lollygagging on getting the orders in, it'll be there for the next meet.
You got a point. Like I told him straight out. I said, I'll order them at 10:01 on the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I still can't guarantee it.
Right.
I said,
They're all
if
thinking
I order it on the 5th, they ought to have them shipped by Friday.
Right, because they're probably all thinking you're a one complete shop. You're doing everything in house, and they don't understand.
This is coming out of Ohio.
With another person.
It is a company in Ohio doing it, right? And what they'll
Right,
do.
that's what I'm saying. They're not thinking that, you have to deal with somebody else who has to do setup time, prep time, print time, and ship time. They're thinking, oh, this is just Joe in his back basement somewhere,
Yeah. Well, I told him, I told the coach, I said that'll give us 9 days, technically 8-9 days.
Mm-hmm.
I said if they do like they always do, it's automatic. Once they come through, I can't change them because they start printing. They've got their machines that are automatic machines. So what they'll do is they'll go through and somebody proofs them real quick to make sure they're visible. If the machine says something wrong, they won't print them. But if the machine picks them up, because I got to put them in a format that they give me. So it's all mounted out in their format. Shows where every grommet's going to be, everything. So when they get them, the machine does a verification on them. Once it's verified, they start printing.
Right.
They get pulled out because they work 24 hours at this place.
Mm-hmm.
They get pulled out and they've got to be hung for 24 hours to dry.
Right.
For everything to match out. So they get brought out on conveyors because they were showing me the whole process. They get put on a conveyor and they get put on this, whatever, if I order 10 or 5 or 1, it's got to be hung and they put the things on the back to let them know where it goes. And then they put everything together the next day once it's dry and they send them out. They usually send them out within 2 days.
Yeah.
If they ship them out on Friday afternoon, because if they print them Thursday and ship them out Friday afternoon, I should have them Monday.
Right.
I'm hoping to have them by Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday the latest.
Yeah, if I get them Tuesday, but I've had shipping lately go to New Orleans and go back to Dallas.
Yeah.
And when it gets to Dallas, then I know where it's going to go.
Like you said, this time of year, they're in Ohio. Big difference in weather conditions in Ohio than it is in Louisiana. So shipping can't be consistent when you have weather conditions to contend with.
Yeah, I would love to be able to take it and get it to them. And because I bring the twist ties with me and I bring them all over there and the coach comes over with me and we put them all on the fence.
Yeah.
And I help the assistant coach put them up. He puts them up. I just hand them to him,
Yeah. Like I said,
I would love to have all of them. And the other thing I'd love to get all 16 to order them now because they got a 35% off site wide.
Like I said, it's nice to appease people when you can, but they also got to be realistic and say, hey, this is not a one-stop shop. I have to contend with other parameters also to get this done. If I
order one, let's see. I charge $65. If I order one, it's $25.
Mm-hmm.
So I make $40 on the deal, but you got to feel like that $15 charge still comes out no matter what,
Right.
So say $25, right? If I order 16, they may only cost me $18 a piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, quantity.
So I'm hoping to get all 16, and then the best part about it, I got a 35% off coupon.
Mm-hmm.
So
while I was away, did you guys solve Lance's problem?
No, we referred him over to Marcus Crawford.
Oh, okay.
We told him we did make a suggestion though. We told him just throw that trash can behind him.
Put it back in that Amazon box behind him over there, huh?
No, he says that, Dre, but he's so happy with his little Neo. He just talks about it all the time, you know? It's kind of like,
Paul is-
you know those parents that talk bad about their kids, but they love them to death, you know?
Paul is nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. Can't believe anything he says.
Well, I tell everybody you're the greatest person in the world, and I always listen to you.
Well, you're lying there too about the listening to me.
So you got what about another hour or so before you hear about the parade?
Hour and 20 minutes. I already know what they're gonna do. They're gonna shut it down.
Yeah.
They asked Arthur Hardy, that's the Arthur Hardy Mardi Gras guy, 56 years. He's
Well, I say in today's society, you gotta err on the side of caution, because the last thing you want is something to go wrong, and then it's gonna be across every news station in the state, if not the region.
Yeah.
About how you guys made such a bad decision and people got
got a
hurt.
point.
Or
Not only that, Dre, all of the attorneys will be lined up to take.
well,
the case.
that's what I was gonna get to next, Paul. I said it's gonna be all over the news.
Yeah.
The next thing you're gonna say is you're gonna see these advertisements talking about if you were a participant in the Mardi Gras parade, blah blah blah, call this number.
And you got hit by a bead that you didn't see coming because of the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
But you see, you know what the good news is? They can't blame it on the Republicans because the Democrats running it.
And just like out here in California, they already got the ads up. Well, they had them up about a week afterwards, but now they're really pushing hard. All these ambulance chasing lawyer first talking about if you're a victim of the Palisades fire or the Altadena fire, call this number. Yada 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 yada.
Yep. I'll get my 40%.
There's a thing going on now about some guy, I think it's down where you at, Joe, or even over in Shreveport, about some guy who's been collecting Social Security over $1 million a year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
Like I said, it's just people spread that around, and I'm thinking saying that now. I don't post a lot of hardly any politics stuff on Facebook because that's not what I feel what I use it for. But I'm thinking I said these are all people on the right are posting this. I said, well, Louisiana's a red state.
Yeah.
So why is this guy getting $1 million of Social Security out of a red state? I was like, and that's like I tell, and there's some folks, even when you catch them in a lie, trying to spread the BS, and I tell them, I said, even when you catch them, two things happen. They'll make an excuse and say, well, the other side lies too. So I said, so you gonna lie like they lie, and that's gonna make it better? Yep. Or they, as I say, they join the submarine corps, and they run silent, run deep. Crickets.
Yep.
And I tell folks, I don't care what side you're on, just be upfront, tell the truth, bring the facts, and nobody really gonna get upset.
Yep. New Orleans is a red state.
About stuff.
Yeah, he said New Orleans is a red state, but New Orleans is all blue.
Yeah, I know New Orleans area is all blue and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just tell folks, I said, there's no reason to sit there and make false memes and all this kind of stuff just to try to prove your propaganda or point. I tell people, I said, when you make up stuff, when you lie about stuff, you don't even have a point. It's pointless.
Yeah, the best part is when you lie, you can't remember the truth.
Yeah. And that's why I tell
story straight.
The biggest thing I'll jump in on when somebody tries to state something, and I got to fact check them.
Yeah.
And I just tell guys, I said, and I go at them how I told the guy today, we was talking about, oh, it's a new law now about what the House passed the other day about the new budget thing. And he was put all this stuff about, oh, no new tax on this and that. I said, I just put the guy said, let me give you civics class 101. And I told him all the steps it takes. And I even tested the old video when we were kids, Joe, about the Schoolhouse Rock video, I'm a Bill. I even attached that to my statement and says, now, what step are we at now in the process? I tell guys, until the president signs it, there's a lot of things. These things have to jump through hoops, hurdles, and everything else can be rewritten and all this kind of crap.
Yep.
I said, when it winds up on the president's desk, then you can start posting about what's law.
Yep.
I said, other than that,
We
this
gotta-
thing may not even make it on the Senate floor for all we know. It could get rewritten, everything else.
Yep.
And I know one thing, when you coming up on you talk about the 14th, if they don't come to agreement on the budget, it could be a government shutdown on the 14th.
You got a point. We got a new pilot, Sunstar. She
Yeah,
said
I
she was
heard.
flying the other day in 20-mile-an-hour winds.
What's she flying?
Nano, Autel Nano.
Oh,
bought
got
it
her
from Paul.
Autel Nano, huh?
Yeah.
Oh. I haven't seen too many folks buy Autel of
Yeah.
late. Since
And
they
Paul,
put that out
Valerie-
in the last, 3 to 4 years, last time they put something out?
Something like that. Yeah, Paul, Valerie Grossman is asking you, why did the tugboat leave the Black River?
Yeah, I'm just typing in the answer.
I didn't think you were looking at the chat.
I think she typed that in when he was gone.
Yeah, might have been. Yeah, we don't pay attention to the chat half the time. I'm looking, it just had Matty Kurtz.
Gracie talked to Lance for a little bit here, but since I couldn't help him, I'll let you guys carry on. But thanks for the update, Joe, on the parade status. And
Yeah, well, I'm
Mr.
gonna
Paul
tell you
and
real quick.
and your new pupper dog.
Yeah,
yet.
he's a wonderful guy. He's got to get used to me. He's got to get used. When he sees me, he comes to me right now. He's over laying in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when I want to go someplace, man, he wants to shoot out the door. But I'm afraid he'll get out and get killed because I just went to the credit union, came back,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was leaving, one of my little buddy squirrels, Joe, got hit by a car and his eyeballs were popping out. And so I had to take him into the garage and put him in a plastic bag for burial.
Throw him in the backyard, let the dog eat him.
No.
That's one less to feed.
Joe hates squirrels, Dre.
Well, like I say, I'm no great fan of the wildlife. My wife is no fan of the wildlife. I mean, so
I tell you,
I say
fresh roadkill,
it's people like you,
jambalaya.
Paul. People
What?
like you, Paul, that make up for people like me.
Well, the thing of it is what I look at is it's a living being that was created under the guise of God, and if it's a friendly one to people, then that's fine. But if it's like a wolf or a bear or something else that's not friendly, then you know it's like our friend out there in the Midwest that goes hunting all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ron,
Yeah, I went hunting one time, shot a deer, felt so bad I got rid of my gun. Because when you shoot them, they just don't die. They just you know.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Paul, there's people like you that make up for people like me and Joe.
Well, I wouldn't do it except Joe. The squirrels here love Joe because I throw peanuts to them, and they'll march up and down my driveway with little signs say, "Thank you, Mr. Joe. Thank you, Mr. Joe."
Hey, Paul, God made that squirrel, and he tried to help you there because somebody hit him. He was fresh roadkill. Could have made jambalaya. He made that squirrel to eat.
No,
Squirrels are food.
might eat it might somebody else eat it, but not me.
Squirrel down south, the squirrel wouldn't last. As soon as it got hit, somebody go pick it up. Yeah, Dre, they showed Matty Kurtz, one of the reporters just now in New Orleans, and she's got a ponytail, right? She's talking, and that ponytail is doing this. The wind's blowing down there right
The
now.
wind, huh?
Yeah.
Boone, what are you doing?
Oh,
What do you want?
this is gonna be fun.
There he is. There's my Boone boy. There's my Boone boy. Yet you are. Yet you are my Boone boy. Yet you're my Boone boy. Yet you are. Yet you are. Go lay down. Go lay down. Lay down. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it, Joe. Is that all right?
And I got to get going too.
Okay, Lance.
We'll see ya.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later tonight.
Later.
Did you make me the host back again, Joe?
No, I'll end it.